We're answering your WWE 2K25 questions. Let's just see what the heck you're talking about here. Isaiah says, will they announce the full roster DLC before the game releases? 2. If Goldberg is DLC, will they have new move animations? I'm hoping they change the jackhammer animation to one we had lacked impact for me. I think that they will. Yes, they will announce the DLC packs before the game officially launches. They will probably do this very soon, if not like we're getting real close, aren't we? But they're gonna get it really close to launch day to then reveal the DLC. I believe they have done that in the last couple of years. Like, they're not gonna wait for the game to come out and then be like, here's the season pass and all of the DLC names. I think that they're going to do some teases pretty soon, like in a week or two, and then you might see what the DLCs are going to be. There's a lot of DLC questions in here. As for Goldberg, I hope Goldberg's in the game. Like, I saw the reveal, the roster reveal, we covered it here on the channel, but he wasn't there. He's not in, and he was on WWE TV. And Triple H is just signing up all the legends everywhere on Legends contracts. So I really hope Goldberg's in. People maybe not a fan of Goldberg. I live in the days of WCW and WWF and the Attitude Era. Goldberg's on the top. He's got to be in the game. I hope he's DLC. I want him in the base game, but I can see WWE 2K being like, oh, he's gone for a year. Slap him in for DLC. Like, why not? Play44 says, what are some features that haven't been shown off yet and you're hoping is in the game this year? All right, here's a feature, kind of. I want to be able to grab ring bell and title belt ringside and smack somebody with it. I can grab a prime bottle and a prime bottle station ringside, apparently. Why can I not have a title belt sitting there and grab that and make it generic? Just make it the WWE title. I don't care, but put the title belt there on the podium thing and let me get a ring bell too and go ding, and they have the sound effect for it. Like the old days. That's what I want. That's a feature I need. Other features, I don't know. You got chain wrestling back in there. The grappling system is basically the same. They made some adjustments. Oh, you know what I hope is in there? It's probably not. Like fixing up tag teams. Tag team moves, hot tag. Remember like years ago they did that as like a new feature where it was like do the hot tag animations and there's a comeback system. Let's fix up the tag teams and tag team matches, 6-man tag team matches even, but it's core 2-on-2. Let's make it more fun. I hope those things are in there. Just there's a million others, trust me. A pack of, I can't read these names sometimes. They're really convoluted. 96 says, what's the DLC packs gonna be? I don't know. A lot of this is just, I don't know, but it's fun to talk about. DLC pack's gonna be all right if you want to speculate a little bit. I think Penta is a DLC. I think Goldberg could be a DLC. I think Motor City Machine Guns. I'm trying to think who else is like possible. Sid? Maybe as a DLC, do another like WCW pack, WWF pack, could do that. They're giving us like all the Samoans, like in the game, in the base game. So I don't see anybody else outside of that. Rocky Johnson as DLC, that's a potential. Julia, Stephanie Vacour, maybe some kind of TNA pack. Jordan Grace, really hope that she gets into like a TNA crossover pack, cross the line pack, do something like that. A wish list item would be the Hardy Boys because they are in TNA. I would love it if they were able to get over there. Demolition, I think they signed a WWE Legends deal. Maybe that's too recent that they wouldn't make it in. We saw guys removed, like $1 Million Man and Big Boss Man, they're out. Like, that's weird. That ain't right. So they'll probably be DLC next year, which is worse. Crane, like Kane, says, Matt, hi. Are you disappointed with features this year? What do you wish we were seeing, and what are you gonna play first when you get the game? Well, that's a lot. A lot of questions for Matt. I'm old and tired. I can't answer all these things. What am I disappointed in so far? See, it's a wait and see game for Matt. I'm generally low expectations, get a nice happy surprise and a happy ending. But I think some things I'm kind of disappointed in. Maybe the match types, because they don't speak to me that much. I have like everyone's got their list of things that they would want for match types and what any game would be ever for them. For me, I wish I was getting different match types. Strap match, 3 Stages to Hell, Buried Alive, Inferno. They had some classics in there, but not getting those. I'm like, that's too bad. But you know what? Underground might be a lot of fun. Intergender, I'm take it or leave it. Like, I don't see that. I'm kind of like, why is there so much hype behind this? I don't know. I don't get it. I'm not the audience for it, man. I don't see like playing that very much because I'm like, okay, I can do a men versus women, cool. I like that they do the tag team stuff. Like, I can do crossover titles for intergender and mixed match stuff. That's cool. But I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's there. Well, no thanks. I'm gonna keep everything kind of normal. What am I gonna play first in the game? I usually am just like a straight up one-on-one match kind of guy. I think my first thing I'm gonna play is I'm going to be the final boss, and I'm gonna beat down Roman Reigns, just Roman Reigns, or the Cody Rhodes. Maybe I'll do that as like my first match and see, just kind of do a regular one, or do like a Bloodline rules match. That could be fun. We haven't seen that. That's another thing. It's like, come on. Way Few Wrestling Light says, if you purchase an item from the island and upload your CAW with that item, will it be locked from players who don't have that item? I would assume yes. From what it sounds like from the reveals and everything of the island, it sounds like I buy t-shirt from island with money or credit I have. I then get t-shirt on my character. That is now available under my account. And I can use that on, like they said, on other WWE wrestlers. So like I put the t-shirt on Roman Reigns or on my cause. But uploading it, I don't think it's gonna work. I'm gonna suspect that there will be a block, kind of like what you've seen, if you have seen it with like my faction, or DLC characters. If you don't have the DLC character and you try to upload whatever, tire parts on somebody else that using those boots and those knee pads from DLC, you try to download it, it does pop up and says, hey, you do not have the requirements to download this. I think it's as simple as that. Eric WWE says, what are some of your expectations of the island? Okay, so we're talking about the island again. This is, by the way, very not friendly for people. Like, people are really angry. Like, I've covered the island because that's what we do. I've talked about it. I've broken it down. You can check it out on the channel if you guys want to. Cheap plug. But other people are very much not excited for this because of the world of NBA 2K and what they did there with the city. And now we're in an island instead next to the city. So we're going to have to see what's going to happen. What are my expectations? Very low. I hope that there's enough to do for free without an epic grind where it becomes silly that, like, basically you are nudging towards gotta buy stuff with real money in order to get the things you want. I generally don't get into that stuff. Like Fortnite, my kid and me will play Fortnite and I love it, but we will buy a skin here and there, and I'm guilty of it because I'll be like, hey, there's Spider-Man, and he's like, I don't care, and I'm like, quiet, I'm buying Spider-Man skin. So it depends, but I'm not like, oh, every week I'm gonna buy new gear, new skins, new whatever. I don't really jump into that all that much unless it's something I'm super invested in and I'm enjoying it. The linear story that they've kind of outlined with the island that you're going to go through, like there's different districts and there's different things to do. There is a progression in a story, and I think you can cap your character like level 50. Wondering how hard or easy that's going to be, and once you finish and unlock all the districts, how fast does that take? How long does that take? And then are you left with enough to do to come back? Do I want to go back? That's the main thing. Is there enough for me to go in there every day or every couple of days and do stuff that's fun and rewarding? And or are the rewards way too outlandish and too hard to get Nike shoes that I don't really care about? Like, I'll make them barefoot. I don't care. Like, I'll walk around in gray t-shirt, generic. I'll put on my flannels in the game and just walk around the island. I can do that. PWJ24 says a lot of nice words to me and then says, what do you hope 2K announces next? I hope that they announce the DLC. I hope they just clean cut tell you, here are the 5 packs and what you get. I'm excited for DLC every year, and I hope they include more arenas and maybe more specialty goodies in there, not just the wrestlers. Like, give me a TNA arena. Let's do something wild here, everybody. Probably not. But then other than that, what do I hope they announce next? I hope they give us more of an in-depth universe mode my GM. I know people will also say creation suite, like, hey, I want all that. Like, where is create arena in there? Is create a championship in there? I assume it's all there, but how is it looking? How's it feeling? But the other 2 big modes, at least for me, my GM and universe mode, I want to see it. I want to touch it. I want to feel it up a little bit and get my hands all dirty on nasty on it and see what has changed, what is better, what is worse. I don't know what we're going to get from that. Mr. Thuckle, that's a name, says, who all do you think will be DLC for the game? Wow, we went through some names already. Like I mentioned, Motor City Machine Guns and Penta. Those are people that could be in the game. I think they got a big emphasis on NXT. You might see some TNA crossover, Joe Hendry, for example. Maybe they can do that. It's licensing. Don't know how it all works. I hope they go hard on Legends. Like, it's a balancing act. You know, okay, you know what's easier to say? I hope they don't go down the path of celebrities and celebrities' friends adjacent. That's what I could say, because if I'm gonna get wrestlers, current modern day talent that are in NXT, like, we're not gonna get Ricky Starks, Ricky Saints now, whatever his name is, but we're not gonna get Ricky. Like maybe like a last edition, like last DLC. Like they could make it happen, but he hasn't wrestled yet, so I don't know. But I'm hopeful that we get wrestlers that are modern day on TV that we can use, or legends, popular legends people want, and not the here's Post Malone and here's Pat Pax. No thanks. At least me. That's where I stand. So I'm less of the I want celebrities because they signed a deal with WWE and they did a soundtrack thing and then now they're in a video game. I'm like, well, we could have used those spots. Hey, like this whole Pat Pack, I'm like, we could have used 5 wrestlers in the game. 5 legends could have been there that people might have enjoyed. Maybe a little bit more. Who's this now? The Clarence Experience says, do you think they add a manager spot for 4 managers for 1 person? Because the little tease of the Wyatt 6 entrance has all 5 members. So I think it's still 3 managers on either side because the Bloodline rules match still says that you can have up to 3 people entering. I think it's still gonna be 3-person managers that accompany you, so a 4-person stable coming out, which is disappointing. The Wyatt 6, because it's the 5th man, brother. Don't know what they're doing. Maybe, just maybe, they're doing a specialty Wyatt 6 entrance where it is everybody, but then nobody else gets the 5-man entrance, which would be silly because I know what you're saying. You're going, well, then what the heck? You're telling me that they could do this and then they're not doing it. Maybe they do give us a couple of new generic 5-person entrance motions where I get a little sad and disappointed. They revealed American Made and they have all 4 people of American Made, but it was the generic entrance that was in the last game and probably the one before that too. They just marched down the ring. Now, that could be because early build, not finished, don't have the whole entrance motion covered, but that left me disappointed. Like, oh, are we still getting just generic 4-person entrances and not like American Maids and the Wyatt 6 having all of the members in there? What are we doing? The Friendly Weirdo says, are we gonna get the women's IC and US titles? I think so. They've been out long enough for them to put them in the game. There's 0 reason. That's the thing. There's 0 reason why those titles are not in the game. Would they put them in as DLC? That would be rude. I hope that they're gonna put them just in the base game. Don't see why not. Again, recreating them on Community Creations. People do that. I'm terrible at it. I can recreate those belts. That says something. So they should be able to just put those in, slap them in day 1. I hope so, because I'm always about having the current product as best we can, so we can recreate that stuff in different modes and matches. Drizzy J says, will there be more in Showcase like The Rock versus Hogan at Mania 18 and Stone Cold versus The Rock Mania 19? Great question, because Showcase, they actually just did, as I'm recording this, they just did another Showcase teaser trailer, and it's highlighting a few more matches. So I think that they could. Hogan versus Rock is something we haven't seen in a long time. It has been in the previous Showcase. I forget which year of the game it was. Was it 13 or 14? Don't know. But we had that match in there and they recreated it. I hope they do it again and they can give us the full entrance like they've shown off in some of the early preview footage. That's a match I wish they would have in there. And again, you know, it's all about the dynasty. It's all about the bloodline and anybody and everybody associated with it. Even like Naomi is featured in there as part of the bloodline. So they're capturing everybody. I would be surprised and kind of disappointed too if I'm like, you didn't do Rock Austin 19. That's a great match and it's Austin's last one, technically, until Kevin Owens. Bobby says, my obvious question, is there going to be a TNA DLC pack? If so, give me your thoughts on it, Matt. Hey, that rhymed a little bit. I think that I think it's still a long shot because of we don't know the legalities of it. Yes, TNA stars have been popping up on NXT for a while. They have the official announcement. Maybe if 2K got clued into that enough in advance, maybe they were like, hey, we're green lit. We could do 4 or 5 people that are from TNA and we could bring them into the game. Maybe. But at the same time, if they're not going to be on TV a lot and featured by WWE, do they want to advertise somebody else's product like that much? I know they do. And I know they've had, like, even on NXT, like, Moose showed up. That was cool. But are they really going to want to put that in the game? I don't know. I really think it's a flip of a coin. I think you could see Jordan Grace. Maybe you're going to see Joe Hendry. Yes, these people showed up in the Royal Rumble, like, this year. It's really a toss-up for me. Like, I could totally see them just not doing that at all because maybe just on the contracts legality side of it, it's not something that they can do. They have to have, then I would think TNA then has to license out to WWE their assets, the superstars, their contracted superstars over there. They get paid for it, which is great. TNA would need a cut of that. I'm just spitballing here. So I can see it. It would be a wonderful surprise if I got Jordan Grace, Joe Hendry, the Hardys. Like, there's 4 people right there. You could add in a couple of others and you'd be all set. WBC Winnipeg. Hey, Winnipeg. All right. Stacking tables. Yay or nay? Nah. I don't know, but I don't think they would. Like, I haven't seen it, so I don't think it's there. And we've seen preview footage of people doing like hardcore matches. No one's stacking tables. I don't think it's in there. That's it for questions today. I'm tired, but there are a lot in here, and I thank you everybody for submitting. There's a ton of DLC questions, a ton of other stuff. If you guys want to support the channel even further, hit the subscribe button and watch this video talking more 2K25. Have yourself a great day. See ya.